Okay, people, pay attention.
You are now tuned into Let's Cook Podcast, Season 2. Your boy Rass Kass, a.k.a. Peter Darker. Get ready. We're going to do a two-parter. We're going to eat good. We're going to talk good. We're going to speak about hip-hop. And I'll probably piss you off.
Yo, what up?
What's happening?
Damn it.
Yo, listen.
What's going on?
Season 2.
Season 2.
Let's Cook.
Yes.
Rass Kass.
Yes.
In the building.
In the place
Peter
to
Street
be.
Station.
Damn it.
Clap that shit up. Yeah.
We out here.
Yeah. It's your boy LES. Always say less. You could say more, but why? And not today. I don't have the melanin god to my right. I mean, on the left today. She back off vacation with her skin tan and her hair long
on this time.
and all her clothes is on. So y'all niggas quit DMing me about it. What's up, boo?
What up, Dre? In the building.
Yeah. What's
Like
happening?
that?
Hey, to my right. Apparently, you my new right hand man.
Damn right. Damn it, man. I
You-
play that.
But you DJ.
DJ Knots, more than just a DJ, so we just go by Knots.
This nigga always got a new title.
Hey,
when
man.
it come through.
He be working, man. He be trying to
But
figure
who
it
is
out.
you, nigga?
It is the melon god himself, Jay Fleming. How y'all doing this evening? I am back, bitches.
Yes.
Do you see it? Oh, and we got cameras in the room this time.
Hey,
Hello.
looking good, Lewis.
Feeling good, Lewis.
Hey, listen, we have a West Coast legend in the building.
Please believe.
I'm talking about. They did a source book
Oh, shit.
a source book from 1987 to 2007. Highest ranked MCs, and this brother to our left ranked number 30th. Now, is your favorite rapper number 30?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
We talking about real legendary shit from Soul on Ice to
on.
Soul on Ice 2 now. You feel me? Y'all make some motherfucking noise for a real deal Holyfield legend in the goddamn
A
building.
real one.
Rass Kass.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate
What's
it.
happening? What's happening, Raz?
Happy to be here.
That
chilling.
nigga's full, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen. He's full.
Shouts out to Chef India. She
He
laid it
I
out
didn't
quite
even pay him to say that one. Didn't even pay him to say that one. Raz. So first of all, I want you to tell the people where you from, what you represent, and why you came to Let's Cook, other than the fucking food.
Well, let's see. I grew up in Watts, lived in Carson my whole life. So I always say I signify for C. Arson. That's the city north of Long Beach, southwest of Compton. Coincidentally, Patchworks is the neighborhood that me and Curtis and Bob grew up in. It's called The Patch. So Patchwork Studios is named after the neighborhood we grew up in.
Damn.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So
We used to have a bell with Jews be dropping and shit.
so that's the bar for Atlanta. And yeah, I'm here, actually, the new album is out.
Soul on Ice 2, go
Solo
get that
Nice
shit.
too. And we did the companion piece, which is the lyric book. So I'm out here, A3C, also Shabam Sadiq, and doing our Line for Line series that, the book is part of Line for Line.
Show the people the book, man. Show the people the book.
Yeah. So,
Listen,
whole book
who did the work for the book on the inside? Like,
Maya Bailey.
Yeah.
That's where we at.
One time for my
One time
baby.
for the
Peter
Maya.
Station alumni in
Yes.
it.
So it's all, teamwork makes the dream work, man. So shouts out to Fantasy, Visuals. That's Keyshawn. Who else, contributed? Yeah, Mr. Soul too.
Somebody's
Yeah,
been
Mr.
drinking.
Soul.
Somebody's been drinking Jameson tonight.
No, it's not that. It's just, yeah, it's the itis. I'm like totally relaxed now. And
So listen, that's what we do, right?
You know that's what happens though. When
Of
you
course.
eat, you digest and all the blood comes out of your brain into your fucking belly. So this alcohol is just gonna have me way on a different tip.
And we finna get all the good shit. You know what I'm saying? So buckle up. First of all, we like to thank you for coming here. We got a lot of people that come through the building, man, especially some legends. And you are the first West Coast legend we have.
That is a
had.
fact.
Thing.
That is a fact.
Thanks,
Absolutely. That is a fact.
I was gonna say some shit. I thought better of it.
I mean, you pretty much say whatever you like on this show.
Yeah, but we might not edit it out. like come on, rapey or something. I don't know.
So listen, right here on Let's Cook, what we do is we tell your story. We help you tell your story, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, what I would like to start with, right, before anybody gets started, because they finna talk that shit to you. What is it like growing up in California, and what is the first inspiration for you to spark that I'm gonna be an artist?
LA, to me, man, like the California lifestyle, I feel like the cold, especially where I grew up. Like I said, I grew up in Watts. It's a historical place. My mother's from Louisiana. My daddy's from Arkansas. So they Southern people that, during this late 50s and 60s is getting their ass toe up. And that's why a lot of people were migrating and going to Texas and eventually going to California, was to get out of there.
The Great Migration West.
Yeah, Great Migration West. And so my mother was probably about 17 when she came out here. So she's a Louisiana girl. My daddy left at 16, went and joined the Marines and shit. So long story short, I say all that to say this. Growing up in LA, we all first generations, me and all my cousins and my sisters. So we really cut from the cloth that the code that was established before us. Don't snitch, da-da-da-da-da. Crippin', bloodin', all this shit. White T-shirts, LA hats.
So listen,
that whole shit is really art. Like for me, it's the code that's the only thing I know.
We've had a cat come on here and crip walk, bro. So feel free if you want to get down there.
No, me personally, those are decisions you make when you're about 13 to 17. So I always tell people, and I mean this from my heart of hearts and tell them my truth. I forgot how to crip walk because I decided that I didn't want to join a gang. So why would I crip walk if I'm not in the gang? So I don't do buster shit and do shit because it's promotion.
Did you see the
Can
West
you
Coast
repeat that for the
said
people in the back?
buster shit.
Yeah, that's buster shit to me, like being an industry.
Hey, boy, we
crip
are here
and
with
all
a
that
real West Coast person.
Yeah,
That
for
boy
real.
said
Real
buster.
talk.
Can I get some air horn and gunshots for that?
Yeah, I got you.
That is the realest.
So I got one more question before they get into it, right? I promise. I heard through the grapevine that the homeboy Blue Da Vinci is your cousin.
Barima McKnight. Yeah.
Wow.
Yo.
Truth be told, I'm kind of the idea that told Meech and all of them to come out here, for better or for worse.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, yeah, Blue's my cousin. S Class, who was one of the producers with BMF. He's from Inglewood. That's my other cousin. He actually has the family name. His name is Stephen Baptiste. So we the Baptiste and Lavallee. So S Dog, S Class, and then Blue.
Oh, yeah. We did our homework on you.
We're real fans, man.
Got that report card.
We're real fans, man.
Yeah, it was my bad idea. That it was just like, I was like, you know what? You guys shouldn't stay in LA with all this dope money because niggas is not gonna like the fact that y'all got all this dope money. I used to call them the Benetton of cocaine. That's literally what I call BMF.
The opinions
Like, it's a
expressed
nigga
by
from
Rass Kass
Chicago,
are his
one nigga
and his
from
alone.
Philly, one nigga from. I'm like,
realest
yo,
shit
the
I've ever
Benetton
heard.
of coke, nigga. You better get out of here. I was like, they not gonna, they can't really run up on y'all. Y'all got 1 million guns, but they gonna send a bitch in here. Right. I was like, you gotta get out of LA. Go to Atlanta. Go hang out with Curtis and Bob. Facts, bro. Oh, every day.
Boy, Curtis, you hot tonight, boy. You are hot tonight.
Like I said,
I know I should have brought this
like I said, for better or for worse, And then next thing you know, I'm in prison and I get out and fucking Crondon, who's out here now. Salute to Crondon.
What's
Yes,
up?
I saw you pouring that Jameson.
Yeah.
Let's take a pause for the cause. All of this nice stuff was provided by yours truly. Let's cook and the homies Martell. And tonight, a special shout out to Jameson Liquors.
What up?
Shouts out to the
Whiskey.
JMO gang. That's my team, man.
Yeah. So now that we know where you from, we know what you stand for. We know what you sent these niggas to. I said,
You didn't let me lay there forever.
the whole goddamn makeup of the lady.
That's gonna be the clickbait.
I
right
say
there.
you can't have after parties. People can't die and you then throw after parties with giraffes and shit.
I heard this nigga had a zoo.
That was like my favorite quote. That was my favorite. I'm like, you can't kill niggas and throw after parties. Niggas mad at me.
We're gonna move right along from DMF, right?
Well, when you and Big Meech brought the Tigers in.
Shout out to my pastor, you know.
All right, now keep it pushing.
So, my first time, right, Jay? So, I'm a young dude. I'm in Carolina, right?
Yes, sir.
And my first time of hearing about Rass Kass is 1994. And this was because of back in the day when I was young,
Ahmad.
not a kid anymore. That kid, Ahmad, right? And you was on the Street Fighter soundtrack.
Shouts out to Sway and Tech. So Sway, that's on
Yes.
Sway Universe.
The world famous Sway and Tech Wake Up
The
Show.
Wake Up Show. They
Coming for you, though.
They believed in us. They put me and Saphir on that record, and Ahmad had commercial success, but he was an MC, he was a spitter, and they had access to that soundtrack, and they put us on, especially me and Saphir. They gave us that platform and put us on that soundtrack.
But y'all always been teammates, though.
No. When I did that song with Saphir, I didn't know him yet. I had met him once. He did a show. He opened for KRS One. I had a demo tape, and I remember he was performing. I remember he was the nigga from Menace to Society. So for people that don't know, Saphir is the dude in Menace to Society, Cousin Harold, the light-skinned dude that won't get off the BMW and get popped in the head. Right. So I just remember being in the theater and all the girls getting sad, like, "Oh, girl, he was fine." And I'm like, "Shut up, bitch." Like, my bitch talking about how fine he is. Shut up, bitch. You don't know this nigga. Fuck that nigga. That's why he got shot in the movie.
Solo Nights 2 by the book.
So, no, long story short, he was performing with KRS One and Gun. It was just a really dope show. And I was like, oh, that's the nigga from the movie. I walked up to him. I had a demo tape with 3 songs on. I gave him the tape. I was just like, homie, you dope. St. Horn. And fast forward, we end up on the show, on that song together. And then later on, me, him, and Saphir, I'd end up having a show in Oakland. He came out, and we realized we had a dope chemistry on stage, and that's when we clicked. Fuck, damn. That just made another total recall.
You're welcome.
They decided that we would be a group, but I was like in the bathroom getting sloppy top from a girl with a piercing. I just remember that.
You know,
That's literally
that's
what
what we look for on this show.
we began to go to state because I never had a girl with a tongue piercing back then. I was like,
We are in the building.
awesome. I was like, you can feel the battle.
For the record, she is not upset about this. You know what I'm saying?
I do have a tongue piercing.
I Millie Rocco any slide. So Jay is our resident fan, right?
Oh yeah.
And he's not afraid to tell you this.
Oh yeah.
On air and off air, right? So I'm gonna give you the floor, my G.
We can keep this
You
limited.
don't take this nigga
Y'all,
to college like you do.
y'all are not gonna ruin my chance to holler at a nigga I've been looking at for years now.
Appreciate you.
I always correlate.
Here he
shit
goes.
to my past, so there once was a time
All right.
where I wanted to be an MC,
Facts.
you know, and I remember the first day I had a dope ass freestyle session. You know,
Let's
that first
hear it.
time when you was like, yo, I really murdered that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was 3 beats. There was Exhibit,
Which exhibit?
Paparazzi.
It's a shame. Niggas in the game only for the money and the fame. Extra law. My nigga, go for it. Keep going.
That was the first instrumental we had in the cypher.
Mm-hmm.
The next was Players Anthem, Junior Mafia,
Fire.
right?
I
And
used
the
to pack
third-
Macs in Cadillacs. Now I pimp Axe in stacks. Watch my money stack.
Talk
Nines
that.
in the
Right.
store.
Talk that.
You getting me greasy up here. Let's go.
The third beat that was played was Soul on Ice.
Diamond D.
I had the luxury of seeing Diamond D here in Atlanta have a beat selection. He just brought the old MP and just started playing beats. And one of those beats was So On Ice.
So what you're saying is Diamond D was gonna give you the beat before he gave it to Rap.
Oh, that's what we putting on YouTube.
I'm just saying, it sounds like I was freestyling on the beat and you stole it
That
from me.
nigga Rass Kass heard me busting.
Right.
And this nigga was like, yo,
I had
the
Soul
beat,
on
fam.
Fire. Rass Kass.
It was by Eldridge Fleaver.
It was called Spirit on Fire.
So I say all that to say, Soul on Ice, when that hit, at the time, our idea, being from the South, of what a West Coast rapper was,
It completely changed.
it was different after that. I look at you as one of the pillars of that kind of changing of the guard, because all we knew was Ice-T, NWA,
Yep.
you know, Compton's Most, you know, Above the Law, you know what I'm saying? That vein.
Yeah, salute to them. And,
Don't forget about
exactly.
Arabian Prince.
Yeah, one time for Arabian Prince. All right.
I didn't have that vinyl. I'm sorry.
I got Arabian Prince.
He just lover. All that shit, it's all legendary.
That shit is dope, right?
It's all legendary.
Egyptian
Lover, baby.
Come on now.
Don't fuck with me. I'm on it.
Wait a minute, like y'all ain't been to a skate party and that shit ain't playing.
That's why I said that, nigga. Y'all hating over. Don't look. We are not gonna have another PD Pablo moment this fucking show.
Man, we got love.
Oh, man.
Pablo, man. We got
God damn it. Shout out to you, Prince. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with you.
one time.
Get that nigga some air horns too, guys.
You want air horns? Air horns for Arabian Prince.
That
So during that time, it was like like hieroglyphics.
part. Salute.
Everybody from like the Good Life era.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You said Safir, even, you know, Paris.
Paris. Oh, man.
It was,
The cool.
we start one time for the cool.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know,
facts.
and you would see it later on with groups like Freestyle Fellowship and stuff like that later on. But it was like, this was the first time that we from the South saw like spitters from the West. And you were like one of the people that spearheaded that shit as far as international and national recognition of, yo, nigga, the West ain't just, you know,
Quote
gang
unquote
rap,
gangster rap.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
But
We
they should have
spit.
known that already, though.
They should have, but the rest of the world,
Listen,
you know,
the
they
second
only take
greatest,
small pieces.
and no disrespect to you, the second greatest rapper on earth is Ice Cube, and he's a spitter.
Yeah.
Bonafide.
You know what I'm saying? So
He's a lyricist.
Like when I heard you,
The dog is a spitter.
Snoop is definitely a spitter. Like when I heard you, Rash, right? I was like, okay, he definitely listens to Ice Cube,
Fuck
but
yeah.
you can definitely tell he listens to fucking Chuck D.
Mhm.
Because
And
I was
KRS
like,
One.
when you hit Solo Ice, the shit is socially conscious.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
So if
The dope shit about Solo Ice is gangsta as fuck, is socially conscious, and is super fucking lyrical. Like the technicality
what's your
of it.
favorite song? What's your favorite joint on that bitch?
Soul on Ice.
Ordo.
Like,
Order up chaos.
like,
Ordo is like
Order through chaos.
what
I mean,
what was you thinking?
So at the time, we would just like, I'm not gonna lie. In the patch where we lived, I had gotten money and basically took over my mother's house and gave her some bread, and she bought another house. So I'm in our neighborhood, and I've converted we live in a blood neighborhood. The nigga that always believed in me, a Crip, he's like, they're mortal enemies to the patch. One I know is where Blue from.
right.
So Wino, his big homie, is staying with me with a K in the garage. And I basically have converted the house into like 3 floors because it was a two-story house but tri-level. So basically niggas would shoot craps downstairs, kicking it like in the living because there's a den. So downstairs niggas gambling. Blood cuts. So my whole thing was, look, my nigga, don't come with the bullshit over here. Right. I got 11-shot Lorison. I got a Glock. Like, if you come over here with the bullshit, I'm going to get away with it because I'm going to say you came in here and tried to rob me. And I'm gonna just kill niggas, so I'm gonna shoot. So that was kind of agreement, like, don't come over here with the bullshit.
Again,
It's
the opinions of Rass Kass.
No, it's real shit though. I mean, I'm just keeping it 100. That's what the song marinating. We can marinate, get nice and stack riches, but it's BYOB. Bring your own bud, brewing bitches. Ain't no set tripping, acting ill, and don't steal. For real, you got to chill. If you don't chill, it's going down. Nigga, I'm gonna burn your ass up. And nigga and play square as fuck. Like, oh my God, I don't know what happened. so the whole shit. So my mama, like, I wrote that song. That's not a song I made up. That was the rules of the house. Like, I know y'all niggas. I know y'all bloods over here, nigga. The homies over here, these Crips, the Crip, come and stay here. Right. Don't come over here with that bullshit over here, my nigga, because ain't nobody disrespecting the neighborhood. And we can all get along in here. This is neutral territory, nigga. We in Switzerland. So come in here, gamble, have fun, bring your bitches, bring drink. And if you still son, I'm going to burn your ass up. So that's kind of how we kept it. And thank God that it worked out great. Shit, I forgot what the point of what the question was. What about KO upstairs was where we would watch the Mac. Like Badass, a whole bunch corrupt, like niggas would come up and
one time for Badass.
we would watch. So it was like gambling downstairs, holler at chicks and drink in the living room. And then upstairs, my bedroom, niggas would be watching like the Mac, or we'd be watching, all these conspiracy theory VHSs. And so that's really where it was from. It was, the Illuminati shit where we were getting knowledge of self, and it was Muslim brothers coming by, and I was starting to study the Moors. So people from the Moors nation, my Terrence, my homeboy Terrence X, we all went to high school together. So Terrence had just stepped into the Nation of Islam. They said I always had one Nike on, one boot on. So you got knowledge of self, but you want to be out there eating that, not eating the pork, but you want to drink that liquor and just run after them girls. I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right. Martell. If you want to gamble, Martell. If you got one boot on and one Nike on, Martell for you.
Hey, you had that right there.
Knowledge of self.
Martell.
That's the next book. Right. Rass Kass.
But so that's Order Up KO was that, and that's really the album was a culmination. But that record for me was it's a lot of self-reflection on Solo Nights, and that one was extremely self-reflective because I'm kind of dissecting what I think is going to happen to me, at the time, and it's one of my favorite songs.
I appreciate all the arguments I got in because of you too.
Oh, because of the content?
Not even that. Nigga, I'm arguing niggas like, yo, he's from LA. No, that nigga from New York.
Yeah.
No, nigga, he's from LA. Yeah. No.
Well, I'm just saying, because like I said, I'm from New York originally, and I was in New York when that dropped, so I was just saying, I was like, you sure he's from Cap? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Kid Capri used to say that.
Yeah, I said that.
Because he believed in me before I got the record deal, and he had brought me out, and he was like, you from the Bronx? I'm like, no, nigga, I'm from Carson and Watts, homie. As soon as I start opening my mouth, you're going to hear it.
You kind of feel like the Bronx a little bit though.
But he always said that. He like, you was Bronx nigga.
He names the Blastmaster all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very influenced by KRS One and Kid Capri, and I'm a student, man. You got to be a fan first. I'm a student of all of it.
When we were
I remember MC Shadi, bro, and he was dope.
Don't do it.
And that's Miami.
Please,
Lord, please.
Don't start.
Don't please.
I'm just saying. I mean, it was all just rap. Yeah. And the majority of it came from New York and the things I liked.
Right.
I mean, if 80% was from New York, then probably 90% of what I liked was
that's
East Coast
influence
rap.
in general because New York had such a stranglehold.
Well, they fucking made it.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was theirs to control at that moment in time.
And then we got different interpretations. So you gotta understand that the Oakland experience is different than the LA experience.
How you feel about Tim Dog when he had dropped that song?
I was a little nigga. I remember liking that beat, and I was like, that shit ain't gonna work coming to LA.
Shout out to Tim Dog.
I respect Tim Dog, but I can aesthetically enjoy something and still understand the repercussions of things that might happen. I'm like, New York niggas think it's just rap. Right. They don't understand that this is a culture that is before me. Like, you can't tell a nigga who grandfather was in a gang in the 60s and when the Crips was some black political shit and then so-and-so killed them. Niggas got war and animosity built up that'll never let go. Not convenient gangbanging. These niggas gangbang.
Convenient gangbanging.
Yeah.
What is
That is
convenient?
definitely-
Because that's what all this other shit, all this second-hand shit and third-hand shit, and I'm gonna join a gang because it's popular and I can blood walk on TV and get a whole bunch of face tattoos.
We're not gonna do that though.
No, we're not doing that. But no, my whole point is that you act like he the only nigga that did that.
No,
There's a
it's
whole bunch of that.
Right.
A whole bunch of them kind of niggas.
Right.
So my whole thing is there are sometimes you gotta understand one thing about LA and gangs. You're gonna pay one way or another. So you're gonna get extorted.
Of course.
Or there's something called a torpedo. So when niggas, like, I've watched many rappers say, you know, gangbanging, you know, in the hood, they make you. I'm from Watts, my nigga. They never made me do shit. If any nigga can make you do something, you a bitch.
Talk that.
So I ain't never seen a nigga I grew up in Great Street, Front Street, 97 East Coast Crip, Watts. I went to school there until 8th grade. Middle of 8th grade or middle of 7th grade. I'm not sure. Middle of 7th grade. Middle of 7th grade, second half is when I started going to school in Carson.
Don't
so
worry,
I went to school and
Curtis
watched
will be on
my
the
entire
next
life. But I've never seen a nigga get forced into anything. And if you join, like, I remember telling my friends in high school, like, nigga, you about to graduate. You in the 12th grade. Why are you joining the gang now? It's kind of late. You should have figured that out when we was 12 or 13. Nobody joins it because if you join at 18, you a bitch. And that's called a torpedo. That's what happens, which is a Mexican term. A torpedo is basically what happens with a torpedo. It's underwater. Yep. They send it out. It goes, explodes. It's kamikaze. Yep. That's what we call a torpedo. So any nigga that joins a gang because they got forced is a torpedo. They're going to send you to go blow shit up. Yeah. So I would watch that even in prison. The nigga that's like,
we call that a crash dummy. Where we
same difference. Yeah, same difference. Yeah.
These colloquialisms tonight are amazing. I'll put that out.
They literally are colloquialisms too. I love it.
But the interesting part is, and it's related to your music because you've always talked about it. But the code,
the
younger generation now. I talk to a lot of kids all the time, and I have to teach them what the hell that means about having ethics, about having integrity about yourself.
Right.
So. How are you able to translate that to them to understand, like, yo, you need to have a code as a man, not even just as a man, but as a person. You need to have a code. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like our parents, most of us are from a period where we remember rotary phones and pay phones and shit like that. I still, I date myself, but, I remember when TV went off and it was just fuzz.
Right.
There was no constant content.
My son doesn't think that TVs were anything other than flat.
Right. When the TV was this long in the back. And the motherfucker was like, this was a big TV.
Bro, let me fuck you up real quick. I'm gonna fuck you up real quick, right?
Everything else was with these, nigga.
Exactly.
When you were balling, when your family had money, you had one of these.
Yep.
I got a 9-year-old, right? And 2016 rolls around and the election's coming on. And he goes, Dad, we're going to get a new president? I said, yes. He goes, what's wrong with Obama? I was like,
right. Because that's all his point of reference
I was like, well, they vote every 4 years. He's like, white guys can be the president?
No. Wow.
Because that's the world he lives in. You know what I'm saying? Because at 4, me explaining to the 4-year-old, hey, bro, he's black. Be amazed.
Be inspired.
He's like, give a shit, bro. Where's the spaghetti at, nigga? That's where he's on. You feel me?
That's funny.
But that's
well,
crazy,
I
right?
have a worse story. My sons are 22 now, and I remember one day they told me that Bob Marley's son created auto-tune.
Wait,
So when they were 14, when they like 14, it's Lil Wayne popping. Yeah. That's their nigga. Yeah. They like, Dad, they in Miami, you know what I'm saying, with their mom and shit. And they could tell me one day, like, yeah, Bob Marley's son created the auto-tune. I'm like, what the fuck? So I literally said, you're twins. It's two of y'all, so I know one of you
Taj and Ra
comes up with the dumb idea, and the other nigga co-signs it. So I was like, you are two of the, and you have the internet. You have the world at your fingertips. When I was a kid, we had these.
The encyclopedias.
Books,
yeah.
Encyclopedia Britannicas. Yeah. I was like, you the smartest dumb niggas I ever met, bro. Because I know you got everybody in school because the girls like you and your mom's teacher Moses, and you're cool little handsome guys, and you're stupid as fuck, and you're telling other people this and they believe you. I was like, you need to read a fucking
Dev,
you
gotta go live.
Like, you need to read a fucking book.
You gotta go live. You got that shit was amazing. That's how I be feeling about my kids. Fuck them kids, man. Ungrateful little motherfuckers.
Fuck them kids, man.
For real, like you smart, stupid motherfucker. Hey. Like, don't you ever tell me.
Shout out to you.
Right. Salute that.
Shout
right
out
there.
To you, man. Yeah. Shit.
That's
hey,
crazy.
Dev, look, can we get this bottle? Yo, shout out to the homie Dev. He came through, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
background on this motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
You know, I forgot to mention, I'm sorry. Mike ATL on the motherfucking video tonight, you know what I'm saying? When he say cut it, he mean cut it.
Mike Nice in the building.
Goddamn sexy flexy done rolled through, you know what I'm saying? Out here with his Smurf shirt on out this bitch, you know what I'm saying?
I'm a stony hoe with the Smurf shirt. Watch me get him, goddamn.
So,
let me flex.
So can we fast? Oh wait, where we at? Because I don't want to jump. Because I got so on ice 2 questions.
Okay.
And you doing things that's never been done in history.
I'm going to ask him about the horseman in a minute.
No,
I didn't want to jump because I want to know about this 3-4-3. We'll wait. All right, go ahead.
That's my next question. Where did the formation of the Golden State Warriors come in at?
Well, so
because you know you exhibit back dipping again. I listen. So you know what I'm saying.
I basically told that story about the sloppy top and the whole thing. So that's what happened. So I had a show after my first album. I got my deal, then Exhibit. I'd already met Exhibit. I might have just gotten my record deal or I was about to sign. And then I met Exhibit at the Wake Up show. And he said this punchline. And I was actually with Coolio. And he had a punchline. He said, knock you out the studio. Son, now you're in the county line. Standing next to Coolio. I just remember like, yo, this thing got an ill-ass voice. And we ended up meeting. We hit it off. And then we were kind of clicking. And then once he got his deal, probably within 3 or 4 months later, Exhibit got his deal. So we kind of running together. Well, that we run together. That's my bro. And we would, if I had a show, Exhibit would come. If he had a show, I would go. So we would just support each other. Second mic, you perform your single, I perform my single. Fuck it. It don't matter. We, teamwork makes the dream work. You know what I'm saying? We Voltron in together. So I had a show in Oakland. X-Boy came with me, and then Tafir popped about the blue, and that's when we realized we had that chemistry. So this is right after Soul on Ice came out. So let's just say it was December of 1996. And that's when we kind of realized, like, yo, we kind of crushed together, all three of us.
And but why the Warriors? You couldn't say the Lakers. I'm a fucking Laker fan.
Well, I'm a Laker fan, but it just sounded ill. And we were the warrior kids. We like the gladiator school, battling niggas, war. Like we in the Cypress going to war with niggas on some MC shit. And then Tafir was a rowdy nigga. He punching niggas out all over the place. I'm kind of stupid. I'm punching niggas and whatever. So we just like, yeah, it's good. Because I tend to come up with the group names for some, not because I'm trying to. I just like, we should probably be this. And I'm like, if it sticks, it sticks. So I named the Horsemen. I named the Golden State. I named Django Gang accidentally to this. That's a whole different group. But you'll know about that next year.
That means you're coming back then.
Yeah.
But we're going to have like it's locked in for a year. He said he's coming back.
But we decided then. But when we decided, they decided while I was in the bathroom. Getting mine. Popping off. Literally.
Tongue ring.
I like this nigga,
tongue
man.
I'm
telling you. It's my kind of nigga.
Regular
nigga talking about.
I hear this.
about the tongue ring? It make you feel some type of way?
No, it really don't.
I mean, isn't that part of what that's part of the
okay.
appeal, right?
Right.
I mean,
I'm just sitting here. I'm listening to the story.
like a piercing, like
a
like a nipple ring or a clip piercing. It's supposed to be.
So why couldn't y'all use the name? What was the deal?
Oh well, you know what? We were always really we were just
that segue. Yeah, go ahead.
we were just a Golden State. We could have used the name. They sent the cease and desist like you won't be, but you can't control. If we spelled it GOLDIN, you can't tell us what to do. Right. So we never even cared about that. Okay. The undoing of that group was really the fact that, unfortunately, sometimes corporations ruin shit. So it's almost look at how long it took Marvel to get Spider-Man back, and then they almost fucked that up.
Right.
Because Marvel and Sony, one person has money, and then they get greedy. And so our thing is our companies got greedy because Exhibit was highly successful. And then they started wanting all this extra shit, and it undid the opportunity. Yeah. So it wasn't really about us. It was about, I'm signed to this company, and now that you're rapping with Eminem and Dr. Dre and having all this success and Snoop Dogg, now they got their hand out like they signed you. Right. And I felt like that was disrespectful to him. Right. And so that's the big problem with how that fell apart. And that's really about basically the same story with Horseman. Yeah, it was Priority Records. Yeah.
Man.
Labels, man.
Listen, Priority.
God damn.
Ever since that movie dropped, boy, y'all have been going through it.
Everybody's like, yeah, you know, I smashed some shit in the office too.
Cube said the president, and everybody was like, "Yep, you know
Where's
what?
my money, Brian?"
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's it. That's it.
So
Brian was bullshit.
My favorite line, right? It's like, and I know it wasn't super great, but when you young and you hear shit that appeal to you, you always take it in. That cat said, "Y'all motherfuckers better duck like Daffy." I said,
"Whoa!" I thought that was a great line.
Whoa! Let's go.
My inner child.
I said, "Let's go."
My 7-year-old went crazy in my brain.
I guess that's what. I guess that was bar. You know what I'm saying?
Daffy Duck, nigga. Nobody thought about it.
I was like, y'all what? Oh,
so motherfuckers better duck like Daffy.
But that's the energy though. A lot of people don't understand. That's why your skills have always, I felt they've always increased over the years, because real MCs, they still are in it for the competition part.
Yeah.
Not just trying to say some shit to say some shit. Like, no, I'm trying to do something different that you haven't heard before.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people don't credit you for. I don't feel that they do anyway when I get in these conversations about who's most lyrical and, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's where I get.
He's ranked number 30, bro.
I'm saying.
My nigga, he would be Scottie Pippen.
You know what's crazy though?
If he was an NBA player.
That's like,
Scottie Pippen got 6 rings, my nigga.
But I ain't got no rings.
I'm just saying, like, we're talking about equivalent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The crazy shit is, like, heads know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like you see where artists get to that point where they like, nigga, as long as the heads know, I'm cool.
Right.
But it's fucked up when the heads that know be like,
still trying to front.
Sleep. Like, how are y'all not acknowledging the prowess? You know what I'm saying? Like, it is fucked up because when you look, like, how many people that y'all listen to? We're gonna go and keep it a buck real quick. Listeners, turn this one up. How many of you motherfuckers can name 10 artists right now that you've been rocking with from 96?
90 anything.
Thank you.
Like, you niggas have like a 10-month span with niggas.
Right.
And then after that, you like, yeah, well, fuck that nigga tired. Now, like, nigga, you was just singing every fucking song, lyric for lyric.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. That kind of started with our generation, and I hated that. Because I swear to you, bro, and I don't want to be involved in it, but Ja Rule used to control airwaves. Niggas was in the club. Listen, I was in the military, right, in the Army. And you go to one of these military clubs outside of the base, and grown-ass men were going, "What would I get out, my baby?" And I just was like,
bruh.
Okay.
That's
and
like,
then,
hold on.
And then
He
50 told you it wasn't cool no more.
And then it was over. That guy. It's like certain cats, whether no matter
Hammer's
what,
that nigga. You play with Hammer if you want to.
No matter what lane they control, people act like once the time has passed, like they didn't have their time. Motherfuckers forget. Like, no, the nigga actually had his time.
I think Ja. I mean, I remember Holla. I was like, that'd be crazy. That nigga was gunning. That record was fired. And
the record you did with DMX and Jay.
And Jay.
Come on.
Murder Inc. Wasn't it?
Nigga, that's what I'm saying. That's who was supposed to be Murder Inc.
Yeah, that was yeah. This is what I think. I always think about Q-Tip. He said, "Rap is not pop. If you call it that, then stop." And what'd you say, Hammer? You know what I'm saying? So basically, there was once upon a time, and I'm gonna I'm not trying to be politically
Correct.
But I do want to kind of preface what I say. So before a certain artist got successful, it was about the talent. Not necessarily did everybody sell a lot of records. The Gang Stars and Tribe Called Quest, they didn't sell, they didn't go platinum and diamond.
Right.
The Vanilla Ices and the, and Master P's went platinum and all that.
Right.
The EPMDs and the Rakims went gold. Yeah. The Gang Stars went gold.
And that was a big win.
And that was the win.
Right, yeah.
Nas went gold. It's like real hip hop was good for 500,000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like popping. And, now Biggie knocked it out the park.
Right.
But he passed. Pac knocked it out the park, but he passed. It'd be like two niggas that'd get it, and but everybody else was going, you good at 400,000, 500. If you get to the goal, good for you.
Right.
But, fucking Brand Nubian, they fucking sell a lot of records.
Right.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of dope niggas wasn't selling like that. The Roots wasn't selling like that.
Never.
Yeah.
A lot of dope niggas wasn't selling. Jay popped, Pac's dead, Biggie's dead. And then Jay starts saying the same things. And that's why I wanted to preface it. I'm a big fan of Jay. He's one of the illest, but he started using a false equivalency. I sold the most records, therefore I'm the best, and that is not because this is not called who's fucking the popular singer. It's not called who got the best watch on. It's not called whose car is good. This shit is called rap.
Right.
So either you can rap good or you're not. I don't want to hear. And Jay started doing that shit. I'm a hustler. I don't really care. And then all these whack niggas started trying to do the same thing.
I think that
I've been
it
saying
don't really
that
matter.
for the last 10 years.
Wait a minute.
Niggas
Wait a
that
minute.
do that.
Wait a
It's
minute.
niggas that do that.
Wait a minute, Jesus.
Rewind selector.
Okay. Now, Jay did it because he was that nigga.
Yeah,
a lot
he
of
did
y'all
it.
niggas did it because you were copying.
Right.
Okay? That's what he's saying. He's not dissing Jay. I want you
Not
to
at
listen
all.
very, very closely what he's saying. Because some of y'all niggas that hear this
Y'all gonna
and
click
try to
this
make
shit like, yo,
clickbait that
Rass
shit.
Kass said Jay ain't do shit.
He ain't do that.
No,
Because
he
we
ain't
got
say
one
that.
rule on my show.
Never
Don't
play
yourself with
Hov.
Hov.
But now I've been saying the same shit in debates. The homie Dev's here in the back. He can attest.
Homie
It's
Dev,
a
can we
lot
get
of-
some ice for these drinks,
Yo,
baby?
you got to put your ass to work, fam.
I think he needs some ice, right? You
I
need some ice?
definitely
Need a little ice. Need a little
Yeah.
ice. Little dab of ice.
Yeah,
But
let's get some ice.
it's
Show my
been-
nigga some love. Hold on, relax. Let him get shine on this shit.
One time for Dev Allen.
He got no haircut today, but we good.
Oh,
Yeah, we poppin'. I ain't got no hair though. I ain't got no hair. I ain't got no hair. I'm just hating because you got hair, nigga. I'm just hating because you got
Oh,
hair.
can we get a second to look at the unadulterated floss that we have somebody dropping off ice in cups?
We got a fucking
on
legend
show.
in the building.
This was a basement. He's dropping this.
Hey, she
Look
did
at this,
that.
he came through
Or
the
ice
front.
and soul. Come on.
So while they're doing this, right, I want to talk to you about your name.
Okay.
So, Rass Kass,
That would be the
the
proper
emperor,
the
the Ethiopian. That's how you say it.
Rass Kass.
Yes.
That's the
You
proper
like
pronunciation.
real southern, like Rass Kass.
I sometimes I say Rass Kass.
That is how I pronounce it.
He from the South. You didn't hear that, brother?
I'm from LA.
No. Your spirit from the South.
My mama and my daddy. Me
Where you come from? The South.
LA nigga. Twice on Sundays.
Nah. So,
Should we pronounce-
Yes,
so
please.
when you heard
Thank you.
that, what made you want to take that name?
Well,
Shout out to you, Dev.
For one, thank you, brother.
Hey man, put some ice in that cup, man.
I was very uncertain about even trying to pursue rhyming. I was like what we called housing, like break dancing, hip hop dancing, nigga, but no, like not choreographed. Like 8 niggas doing the same dance steps. We wasn't that.
You
We was
won.
like
You
more-
won 357. It. You
Yeah,
was
yeah,
actually
we was like
goddamn-
housing break
he was around.
dancing.
He was
1990s flipping off walls
Right.
and all this type of shit. And so I wanted a name, but I couldn't come up with nothing who was for myself. I didn't know who to be. Basically, Rass Kass, it was Black History Month, so it was February. We were at Shakey's by the Carson Mall. Kurt would know what that means. Ab Soul's family owned a record store over there.
Oh man,
right next to it. And I was whatever, probably about 13 or whatever. My family, every once in a while, we would all go to Shakey's Pizza and go eat on Sundays and shit. And so I remember my grandma being there. They had a poster. It had, Timbuktu, and it's all this Black History shit at Shakey's. And there was a name, and there was all these different people. King Tut, blah blah blah. Nefertiti, blah 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 blah. Nigga Rass Kass. And I'm like, I read about him. Ethiopia show John the Fourth. I'm John the Fourth.
Wow.
My ID is John the Second, John number 2, but my name is John Richard Austin II. My father's father was John Austin. His father's father was John Austin. So at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about the Richard part. Nigga, I'm John Austin IV in the bloodline. And so when I saw John IV, I'm like, because Rass Kass, Rass means king, Rastafarian, Jah Rastafari. And then I was like, well, shit, I'm John IV. This is me. This is who I'm supposed to be. I wanted a name that had knowledge of self. But then the flip side is that I'm an LA nigga. And we would pronounce it Rass, like Rass Kass. So I was like, oh, Rass Kass, I'm Rass Kass because I'm a LA twangy ass nigga, and that's what happened. Yeah, and so when you said like Rass Kass, I'm like, well, that would be the actual proper way to say it. When Rastafarians meet me. When Karis won, he's gonna say Rass Kass. Right. And
that was good.
That is an accurate description of KRS-One. So look, I'm gonna take you a little left, right? So you are getting money in the industry now, right? Mm-hmm. The money changes. We all have heard that story before, but do the women change?
Well, he was already getting. He already said.
I've been pilling them since.
Yeah. But I'm getting sloppy toppy. Getting sloppy toppy is cool, but I'm saying, do the women that give the sloppy toppy change?
I think you would always assume that. I mean, there's a saying: show me a supermodel, and I'll show you a rich man that's sick of fucking her.
Yeah,
that is a fact.
That's always fact.
So,
consistently getting cheated on.
Right. Oh shit. So you got to remember things are like. You ever? All right, this is. You ever heard this? And I don't want to pinpoint people, but this is when I know rappers didn't get no pussy until they rap. Because any nigga that says you didn't like me then, but now you like me now, and I bought you red bottoms and I took a shot, but threw the bands out. Now you like me, bitch. I got all the bitches. I'm a pimp. No, you're not. You're the trick.
Yeah,
that is a fact.
Pimping has nothing to do with anything but game.
That's it.
Talk that.
If you spend anything, you're the trick.
Yep.
Pimping is all about making a bitch pay for it.
Yep.
And that's just fundamental true pimping. I ain't no pimp. I always say that.
Right.
I qualify.
Right.
I say I'm not a pimp, but I'm the opposite of what a trick is.
Bitch,
so most rappers, if you listen to rappers, they have a tale. It shows their insecurity. You didn't like me, but now you like me all the time, man. I got you fine.
We can call it back then. They didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Look, this is the basement show. Okay, I'll say it so you ain't got to say it. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me.
That's just one
that
line.
Is the story.
Yeah. If that ain't the story. If that ain't a Bruce Swift moment, I don't know what it is.
Niggas say it ain't tricking if you got it. No, nigga.
It's still tricking.
It's still tricking. It's still tricking. If you gotta pay for her time in any way.
No. You pay. These are facts. You gotta pay attention already. That's just being a dude. Already paying.
This is not where we were going at. I swear to you.
You got that.
This nigga here.
You gotta pay for condoms. You gotta at least buy a burger even after you fuck, because then you don't want to even complete asshole. Feed her. Right. Give her a little gas money to get to the crib. That ain't tricking. That's just being human decency. So you're gonna pay.
Right.
You gotta put up and listen to it, blah, 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 blah. And then Rashida, and then fuck that bitch. I had a bad day at work. You gonna have to pay. You're paying.
And you're over there like, oh, that's crazy.
Listening to the shit you don't want to hear.
Crazy. You blocking the TV though.
Right. You are already paying. But if you're also having to expend that's what the whole LL Cool J song is about. It's just like, the whole narrative of the song is basically the guy in the hook, which Snoop is singing underneath, but it's also my homeboy Ethan from Pasadena. We're basically, our homeboy is saying like, I'm gonna wipe you up. And then me and Snoop in our song, our narrative is, dude, she's a garbage chick.
Right.
And you keep spending thousands of dollars and trying to wipe her up, and you can't turn her into a housewife. And
I did it. No, you are insecurity. She showed this game. He been talking.
Like, I know
shit has taken an unfortunate turn. I'm just saying.
We have women listeners.
I'm up here.
I think you are a beautiful queen.
I'm just taking it.
I know you're protecting the black queens. That's it. Look, I protect black women.
Hey,
but there's nothing wrong in queens.
It's a tongue ring.
It's the tongue ring. Your tongue ring too tight right now. Relax.
Call a spade a spade. If somebody acts like a bitch, I talk about bitch ass niggas, and I can talk about bitch ass bitches, and I talk about cracker ass bitches.
Let's go,
I'm just listening.
Yeah. But
that's a real.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Because in 2019, that is not as admired or appreciated like it used to when brothers or just any kind of MCs are really talking that truth. They call it toxic rap. Have you heard this term now?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's some BS too. But that's why it was so refreshing to hear Soul on Ice too. I was like, this nigga do not give a shit. I'm going to tell what it is that I know. And that's why I was like, yo, I love this.
Yo, the whole album is dope, right?
Yeah.
But the first fucking song is my favorite fucking song.
I figured I'd piss off a lot of people with that one. Yeah, that was my goal, is like, tell my truth. I think, right now we live in a very politically correct.
Hoish. You can say hoish.
No.
Yeah.
Real
sensitive and politically correct. And I get it, man. Like, we used to say faggot, bro. And I'm like, that's kind of hurtful. I'm not gay, but I get it now. Back when, 20 years ago, we weren't even talking about gay dudes. We was talking about being a faggot was more about like
being a sucker.
Nigga, but I understand how that could hurt somebody or offend somebody. So, but there's got to be some kind of boundaries. Like, how many eggshells do I have to walk on for you to feel okay?
Right.
That's a fact.
You understand what I'm saying?
Damn.
Right.
And same thing, we live in a Me Too moment. But what about he too? What about me, nigga? I got some feelings and shit too. So,
don't do that.
That's like saying your little friend.
That's a whole nother shit right there. That's some real shit. That's some real shit.
And so, like, what I try to do is equal opportunity human. And and as fast as I can throw that rock in my glass house, I expect a volley of rocks to hit me too. And I throw them in my own self.
That's what's going on.
It reminded me, the album reminded me of the Dave Chappelle stand-up that he just did.
Yeah, a lot of the topics, about 3 of the topics that he said, I found this irony. I'm acquainted with him. I'm a big fan of him. But he talked about topics that, like, timely, that only he and I will, and what I was like, yeah, I've always done, I talk about shit nobody wants to talk about, but I'm not funny.
Right.
I'm sarcastic. I come off as an asshole. He comes off as hilarious.
Well, he comes off hilarious to us. Other people are now. Other people are now fucking upset, and I don't understand how you motherfuckers could watch 1,000 fucking World Star videos where bitches are getting beat up about chicken nuggets,
right?
And this nigga offends you with a couple cuss words. This shit is just amazing. In this
I saw the reviews. I saw was none. That's what they did with him on Rotten Tomatoes. They wouldn't give a review. So he had a 0 review. 0%.
But Dave Chappelle's audience is not looking at Rotten Tomatoes. That's what they don't realize.
But the funny shit is they're on his dude. They love Chappelle. He money, but he scares them because he's funny and he's still adjusted as a human being, and so they talked a lot of shit. And I remember hearing the niggas parrot it. Oh, Dave Chappelle crazy. He went to Africa. He all crazy.
And that's
I'm
the
like, that
problem
nigga
right
licked
there.
these niggas for $40 million. What have you done yesterday?
And that's cool. And that's cool.
What did you do yesterday? And he went back to Africa.
But everybody now trying to get to Africa.
He went broke bread with his niggas. What did you do yesterday?
Is that not everybody's trying to get to Africa now?
Now,
first day smoking.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to Kenya.
Yeah.
Right.
See, the issue is motherfuckers didn't get to actually see a Chappelle breakdown. Because that nigga said, I'm going to go to the motherland and just chill the fuck out. I'm not going to show y'all niggas that this shit is goddamn killing me out here. I'm going to go chill the fuck out. Y'all niggas cut this check. I'm going to recalibrate because y'all on the bullshit. And it's like, listening to Rass speak, I'm like, this is still the nigga that said, and I'm gonna diss everybody. Like, nigga, ain't shit changed, my nigga. Like, and even them motherfucking jabs, like, the difference is the era that you came in, motherfuckers knew this was a context.
Correct, because motherfuckers better duck like Daffy, nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga. Now let's get back to these bitches, though. Right? That's what I'm worried about, nigga. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Wow.
So,
He been trying to live vicarious. That's
of course, nigga.
Teamwork,
Of course, nigga.
Teamwork.
I need to know what you got
Of course.
going on.
No, it's not. I don't need to know what you got going on now. We're talking about the past, right?
Right.
I just want to know, who is the most PTO thing that you've gotten a chance to get with?
Wait a minute.
PTO.
Yes. Oh, you don't know what PTO
Oh
is?
shit.
Fellas, what's PTO?
Poking that thing out. Yes.
When them hoes got that.
See a little
Just-
something. What Big Boy say?
Yeah,
A stallion with skates on. You
That-
know what I'm saying? We see
Please,
a nice stout
please,
thing.
gentlemen, do not date a stallion. Okay, I just want y'all to get this clear.
Oh,
A stallion is a male
Listen.
fucking horse.
We're gonna let Meg
okay,
rock though. We're gonna let Meg rock.
it's a mer.
We're gonna let Meg rock.
Okay,
We are.
Thank you
Meg
for helping.
Meg is out here rocking.
See,
I got
that's the
it.
power of language. When people don't know, then a mare.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Please don't.
right.
Let's not. Let's,
You don't want
anyway,
a stallion.
but who? PTO. Let's get to that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna Takashi any of
He crept in.
Any of
He
my
crept in.
ideas.
He was doing so well.
Takashi has become a noun, verb, and adjective.
Yeah.
God damn.
When a proper
Everything
noun
you do
becomes
not
a
want.
verb. Yeah, no,
You ain't hit the right Jameson yet. Keep drinking.
Nah, trust
Listen.
me. Many times I've been very, but yeah, I got a couple of my nights. I did all right.
Off camera.
I'm trying to be. Listen.
This guy. See, that's.
I'm trying.
He talk about
acknowledge the
look.
real-
I'm trying to
the real
bubble
listener.
again, and then if I'm telling the business, they may not let me get the pipe
Real.
out.
Hey,
Real.
Okay.
that's the.
I gotta respect you. I gotta respect your shit. I do that. I do that. Right?
I'm trying to. I'm not married. I'm a heterosexual dude with a great mind, and I'm looking for love in all the wrong places.
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
Come on.
Did you just help him sing this?
Motherfucker, right.
You are on that sauce.
Looking for love, bro. Looking for
Whoopie
love.
panada. Listen.
We in here. Hold on. I got a question. Came through the phone. So
Oh,
my brother,
no.
my brother, Good Guy Fresh, DJ, he told me to ask you straight up. He said, "Don't forget to ask him about his feelings on the absol threatening nature."
Oh, well, I just shot.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
Shot it.
Absolutely.
I think it was one of the. We're all from the same city,
Right.
and his squad. I really believe in all of them. Even
time for
SZA,
TDE.
all of them. I just think
TDE is amazing.
they just got a squad. I think when it comes to talent, they got an ill squad. All of them motherfuckers fresh.
J Rock is so
man.
super
J-Rock,
underrated.
so-
I was so
Jay-
glad
Shout
to
out
have
to you,
him.
J Rock.
He's Watts, baby.
Watts.
So that
And
on
he
my
let
Watts
you
side,
know.
J Rock is
Every
blood
time.
nigga. I grew up in the Crip neighborhood, but so me and J Rock have done a record together, and I know him and Absol are besties. And
Right.
really, and so I'm just not proud, but I'm very humbled that the homie from our city that's on a big wave rocking with his team is like, yo, that Brazzy is part of my foundation, and that's dope. It's nice. Sometimes you're not gonna get all the money, but it's nice to get your credit. When
Can I tell you who reminds me of you? When I hear him, he doesn't have the same flow, same lyrics at all. But you can tell he comes from the same place that you were when you were young. When I hear Rowdy Rich, I hear him. I hear
One
you
time
in
for
there.
Roddy, man.
Like when that boy
it's a
said
humble-
down below, I was like, that's some rad shit right there. You know what I'm saying? Like Roddy he's got one of them old souls. Like nigga, I done been on the turf a long time, nigga. It's my time to come
I
up.
think we all influence each other, and like you guys said, there was a vanguard of us. The ironic part is that Freestyle Fellowship is before us. It's just maybe your awareness of them wasn't
right, because we down here.
yeah.
Everything we got was like
Almost
secondhand
secondhand.
or
Right.
or after the curve,
Right.
and which one of the reasons we started this show is because we debate shit like that. Because even
We
though
don't debate shit. We argue.
We argue.
As you should.
we argue,
As you
but
should.
as brothers do.
Right.
But the thing is, we are genuine fans and students. Everybody at this table, you know what I mean? And being from the South, we had the luxury of seeing everybody do what they do. When we were kind of shut out and folks weren't thinking about us, we had a chance to see what everybody does. Every lane that comes through. So on my wall and on my locker, I had cats like you. I was the dude that would come home and have a VHS cassette in the VCR at the ready for Rap City and UMTV Raps every day after school.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So when those joints was coming, or when my family would send me tapes of like, yo, you got to hear this, or you got to hear there's this dude named Supernatural that can just go for hours. You know what I'm saying? Or
Still can.
or
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's certain names, and you said the right word, Vanguard. And the reason we do this show and the reason we bring brothers like you here is because we know it's people that are a part of the fabric that help push the culture forward that people just may not know. It's like old jazz legends. Like you didn't know them because they just didn't chronicle it. And during your era, it was certain people that may have popped big, like you was talking about Exhibit earlier.
Souls of Mischief.
I was waiting for somebody to bring them
Like
up. I was waiting
Del
for
the Funky Homo
Homo
Sapien
sapien.
Yeah,
is
I mean,
like
yeah.
an icon out here. And
Word.
a lot of people don't know when you see that face with the 3 dots
Right.
for the eyes. You know what I'm saying? And it's certain things
Third
when you
eye.
talk about.
Right.
Exactly. When you talk about Sway and Tech, niggas know
Sway.
Sway in the morning on Shade 45.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't know
They know
Tech.
you don't
They
know
know the hat.
Sway.
Yeah.
How Sway? That's
Yeah.
we remember Stretch and Bobito. We
Yeah,
remember
right.
stuff like that. So when we listen to
Shout out to who did that compilation for Bobito and Stretch.
The
Was
movie,
that-
the
yeah.
documentary.
Is that Netflix?
Title had put it out.
No, I'm saying, is that Netflix?
No, yeah, Netflix has it. And then
Netflix
Tidal
did
a
an
whole show with
amazing
it.
job.
I haven't seen it yet.
Man, you had look.
yeah.
It chrono. I hope there's something like that comes out for you guys.
Sway and Tech. Well, I did Stretch a Bobito. Me and Cannabis. Like, you know,
I was just listening to
and
Get
we
Retarded
had,
the
I
other
met
day.
Cannabis here at Patchworks.
Get out of
Before-
here.
Wow.
yeah, Cannabis was out here.
I was just listening to Get Retarded the other day.
Hold on, I got
Cannabis was out here
I got a question for you.
before he popped.
Bro, I got a question for you. You being from Carson, you being from Watts, you coming in the time that you came. We mentioned briefly the Good Life and that whole wave of artistry and creativity. Moesha, the TV show.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming. But
I did not.
No, I've been waiting.
go ahead.
I have
got-
all any answers you need about that.
I need to know that, and I need to know what happened on the set of I Got the Hook Up.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
All right, well,
Moesha. Okay. A lot of folks feel the type of way about how, because I remember it was the show South Central before Moesha.
He's finna talk about
You know what I'm
Freestyle
saying?
Fellowship.
And how, no, not necessarily Freestyle Fellowship, but how Moesha, the whole concept of the coffee shop
Yeah.
with the rappers coming in and the Fredro Star
Yeah.
and all that stuff, being from the era and from the generation where that sparked that, like, yo, let's add a hint of authenticity to the show. Because South Central was the shit,
Right.
but
It's too real,
it was too
and it
real.
wasn't funny.
No,
it was too
at
real.
all.
That was a problem.
At all. You had a joke here and there, but that was a drama.
Yeah.
So they was like,
Yeah.
yo, we can't really sell this.
Yeah.
So even the shot angles and everything by Moesha was fucking South Central.
Listen.
But when they started bringing in that element and bringing MCs on the show, and some people saw it as, okay, we're shining light on their underground circuit in LA, paying homage. Some folks saw it as we're benefiting off the backs of something that's authentic. We're
But then,
raping. How did you
but
feel
then,
about that during
well,
that time?
all right. Damn. I'm conflicted. For one, Brandy and Ray J are from our city.
They're from Carson. Absolutely.
Brandy and Ray J used to say they were from Compton. For one, so it was popular because you got to remember, Compton is our sister city. It's right next to Carson. But then Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg came out, Compton and Long Beach together. Now you want to trouble. They said, fuck us, and jumping right over us. So niggas just want to be in with the shine like, nigga, what the fuck happened to Carson, nigga? You got South Central Cartel, you got Watson, you got niggas, we was about to pop, nigga, we thought we had it. You like, Compton, how the fuck you get the Long Beach, nigga? What happened? So for us, me and I remember my friends and there's another group from Carson, and they actually are. One of them lives out here. The Abdul Samads, the boys.
Yo,
Yeah.
And one time,
The group,
those
the army group.
yeah,
Down
those
my heart.
youngest,
Down my heart.
They took
I played
over their
it
career
last night. I promise you.
Hold on. One time for them because those young brothers were smart. They family taught them
Hakeem,
shit.
yeah,
Hakeem
Hakeem
and they
also
took
on my
control.
heart.
They hold shit.
So those
after
my
that.
niggas. My first demos, I would go to Soul Train with Hawk
Wow.
Wow.
and pill bitches with Hawk while the boys was popping. Lil nigga me. So we go to Soul Train because them niggas are superstars. Hawk and them was the only nigga in Carson. They had a house. They had a fireman pole upstairs. So when they
So the
wanted to
bitches
leave,
can slide down?
No. It was a real fireman pole, and in his bedroom he could go and just slide downstairs and leave the house, and then jump in his Benz, and we'd be rolling out.
Oh man.
So we knew like that's some fly shit.
Some real Batman.
Go back. Think about this: when you 16, 15, and you done
What
bought
else you
your
gonna
parents'
do?
house, and you put you a fucking fireman
Come
pole, and you hop in a fucking 600 Benz, nigga. You 15, you bought it, nigga.
Come on.
Let alone your brothers got bread. There's 4 of them niggas eating, nigga. They
Yeah,
ain't
right.
good niggas, right? So I love them niggas, bro. Of course, we knew Brandy, and we knew fucking Ray. Ray, the little nigga, little nigga. You know what I'm saying? They from Centerview. We lived in the patch, Blue, 9-7, Delamo, and then there's Centerview. There's like 7 different neighborhoods. Trust me, Stevenson Village, blah 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 blah. Some Mexican hood. It's all kind of shit, nigga. We fucking like any other city, gang of different hoods.
Right.
Our shit is like interracial gangbanging, which I thought was always weird. I was like, this is weird. I was like, I've never seen like a white Crip. Like, this is kind of weird. But anyway, at the time, I'm not gonna lie.
I love this bit. Random like, you know what?
Because my random thoughts.
You can tell that really fucked him up. Like he went back to that moment where he saw that.
Like,
Like, he was like,
Bloods and white Crips.
you can tell when that motherfucker walked by. He was
What
like,
gang
he's
is
like-
what is this shit? Look. I'm going back to watch like, cuz,
you ever go see some shit and fuck your whole day up? You're like,
Nigga, I just saw
White Crip.
fuck my head up,
motherfucking
bro.
phone big as a brick. My motherfucker on the phone like this. Curtis.
Like, nigga, hold on. Wait
Wait till
I
Nigga,
get
I
off the
seen
phone.
this
I
crib.
gotta call this nigga.
And he was white.
And he was active. He was getting
Word.
Working. Out here
Slim
working.
Like,
Jesus.
he got hard. Then it goes
Out
hard.
here working.
Slim Jesus.
Slim
Boom,
Jesus.
boom, boom, boom.
Slim Jesus. But long story short, I just to answer, to make a long story short, I was very happy for them, and me and Blue would go to Moesha to the set. I knew Fredro, and obviously I knew, Brandy. So we would go. This is like around the time of the first album, second album, whatever. We pull up and like have fun with the extras. That was kind of what we did. So me,
They were-
legit.
imagine
they-
me, Blue. Imagine
they
me,
were
Me,
PTO.
Blue, Fredro, rest in peace, Lamont Bentley. That's my
R.I.P.
nigga.
Lamont.
R.I.P. So yeah, we was all a clique of niggas. So I was at Moesha popping, nigga. On a regular.
How do you get from-
Let's cook fans. That's called. They was getting active. They was out
I mean,
here.
I mean,
functioning.
How do you
They
get
was
from
functioning out
Moesha?
here.
yeah.
How do you get from Moesha to playing yourself on I Got the Hookup?
Because Master P is such an
Real
amazingly
nigga.
cool dude, man.
A real nigga.
He is such a genuine dude. First of all, I always tell people we had the squad. Now, Def Jam had a dope ass squad.
Mm-hmm.
The priority was knocking niggas' heads off for a
We
minute.
got Black Moon. We got
Yeah.
Helter Skelter.
Yeah,
We
they-
got Smith and Wesson.
Yes,
They
yes,
had
We
to
got
Camp
y'all.
Click.
Jay-Z.
Yeah,
At that
These
first
was out. That's a priority
Yeah,
out.
that's a priority record.
We
That was
got-
the clickety clack,
we got-
clickety clack.
We
Jay-Z.
got Snoop Dogg, West Side Connection, Ice Cube, Rass Kass, and I'm forgetting people.
Right.
We got a squad.
Y'all got to remember,
we
Priority was busting before Interscope laid the SmackDown.
Yeah,
Priority was that deal.
We had the squad. We had some of the illest niggas from everywhere. We had organized confusion. Pharaoh Monch. Nigga, we got squad. Nigga.
I gotta go digging tonight. I gotta go back in my. Oh man,
Maintain one of the greatest records ever on the second album. Because the first one was on Hollywood Basics, and then they left Hollywood Basics because it's niggas that introduced me to Sway and Tech and them. It's a nigga named Casual T and Tim Reed. And they worked at Hollywood Basics.
Not the rapper Casual.
Yeah. No.
Somebody else. Okay, got you.
I was thinking the same.
Yeah, just make sure.
But yeah, our squad, we was heavy, man. We was going to hurt them. It's just our company, Party didn't understand how dope everybody was. They only knew how to sell gangster rap. They thought they could sell Ice Cube like they could sell... Jay-Z like they could sell Ice Cube. Or sell Rass Kass like they could sell Ice Cube. It's like, no, we're a different brand. Yeah. You're not going to put a bus bench in Compton and whatever. Right. You got to play to my strengths.
At any point in time, did you think about going to Rockets? Because I know, like, right before you went to
these were my options. My options initially.
Duck Down got to be one.
No. My options was Def Jam. Russell brought me, rest in peace. No. Chris Lighting brought me out to New York.
One time for
me and PJ went to New York. Meet Chris Lighting. It was Def American, which became American Records. Rick Rubin used to pick me up in Carson in a Bentley. That probably looked strange as fuck in retrospect when this man that looks like Santa Claus in a Bentley and your little black kid. They probably thought it was some boy toy or some weird strange shit. Everybody like,
Ross, you want some candy? I got some candy.
White shit in a Bentley.
Shit keep going left.
Black dude. So that probably looked strange.
Yo, Baby said it best. Sometimes in hip hop, shit just go left. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just telling you, in Reggie, I thought I was like, man,
that's
that
an ill
probably looks
example.
really strange, bro. But yeah, we had options, man. And then Rockets, the niggas, Brian is the nigga that gave the money to, what's his name that owned Rocket? Well, helped invest with him to create Rockets. So that was our, like, little sister company. And Rockets had squad, but that was kind of our squad, too.
Because it felt
they had Eminem first. They had.
It felt like that's where you were going.
Because you got to remember, Sound Bombing had everybody,
and that's what it felt like. It'd be home for you. You know what I'm saying?
But they got it. See, Rockets understood
real hip hop.
Brian only understood the anomaly of fucking gangster rap, and then he would give independent people distribution deals. Now you got to understand, independent shit ain't no Atlanta thing. It ain't no Louisiana thing. That is a fucking Oakland thing.
That's a fact.
Wait, talk about that real quick.
Master P didn't get that game from fucking New Orleans.
Richmond and got that.
But P says that he got it from
the game. And so I'll tell you everything. You know, I won't lie to you. So P is our label mate. I used to see little fucking tank shits over at the office.
Right.
So one time we come out here for something. No, for real. At the time, that's what because there's so many niggas.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I was actually with them, and what's that? Who from Louisiana that played for the Saints?
Played for the Saints.
Don't you remember he played Mystical one time? We was all together before Mystical popping here. Before he even signed to Master P, he played Mystical, and then shit fire. I'm like, yo, this nigga sound like James Brown, but this nigga barring up, my nigga. Whatever. Long story short, it's very small world, man. So. Long story short, we come out here. I'm probably fucking with them. My A&R hits me like, well, we got to do this tomorrow, but what you doing tonight? I'm like, I ain't really doing shit. He like, well, your label mates is doing something somewhere. I'm like, well, fuck it. Let's go. So we drive, and it's a no limit party. And it's packed. Like, goddamn, this shit popping. Like, and I'm trying to think of what year just so you can get some context on this.
Maybe 95, 96?
Probably a little after that.
97.
Oh, then Master P was on the climax.
But not in LA, not in Oakland, not in New York.
This is around the time he dropped in the West Coast Players mixtape.
Sometime right around there.
Right.
So he,
Don't leave him out.
so he, when we go to the shit, I'm like, this nigga got a line around the corner. Nigga, ain't nobody really kind of popping. And they was going out, and like Master P was like, what's up, Raz? I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I'm like, so I went back to LA, back to the label. I was like, yo, the Tank nigga kind of popping in Atlanta. I'm like, yo, the Tank nigga, like, the Master P nigga kind of,
That nigga got it. He got something.
I'm like, in Atlanta, them niggas fuck with that nigga. Bro. I don't know. He doing something right, bro. Now, for real, on
What's
everything.
the details? Who was in there? Like Chad, Juvenile.
All the
who-
niggas.
See,
all
you
the
talking
niggas. They
about-
was all. It was. I don't know. I don't even remember all them niggas' faces at that point. All I knew was a Tank nigga, Master P. I'm like, who is a Master P? What is a Master P?
Master Percy, baby.
Right,
nigga,
but
you know
I
what I'm
didn't
saying?
know.
Yeah.
And we initially thought he was Oakland. So then I was like, Oakland, Louisiana. I don't know. I was just not making no sense to me. And then they got all kind of like, it's very like the artwork. I was like, this is crazy. You know, you gotta remember that's a different era.
Yeah, the pen and
Wow.
pixel. The pen and pixel was
So
my
he's
God.
already adventing these things that we still got to wrap our heads around,
Right.
which is probably a lot more Southern. But my prism is understanding him from being my label mate in LA.
Correct.
So to answer your question, he was always so genuinely nice to me. Then they popped, and I'm gonna tell you when Master P actually nationally popped. Pac died. Master P had a record, and he did. Is there heaven for?
Heaven
Heaven
for
for
a
He actually. So guess
Gangsta.
what? That album was supposed to come out.
Uh.
That album was supposed to come out. He didn't have that song. Pac died. He pulled the album from priority and re-recorded that record.
Wow.
Nobody else. Think about it. Nobody on the West Coast has said anything about "We Miss You, Pac." Nobody gave a fuck.
But he did. He did it for everybody
And
too,
he
though.
did it before everybody. But that album was supposed to come out, and then Pac died. He pulled it and like, no, it can't come out yet. He went and made that record, and it's a trajectory changer. It's making that decision. I'm sure he was doing it from his heart,
Right.
but that was a record that connected us all. Tupac and As a Heaven for a Gangster, and then he went from the nigga, you know.
The Tank nigga.
That Master P nigga, the tanky guy in Atlanta.
Right.
That nigga went from tank guy in Atlanta to out of here. And
Yeah.
literally, I watch. You know, you could watch. You watch companies, and you watch how nigga could go from D list to A list immediately. That nigga numbers went pew.
So see, in LA, he went from that to that.
Yeah.
But down here,
He had already created.
he had listen.
He had it popping.
P was that nigga. You understand what I'm telling you?
I don't know. I was late on
I'm
P.
telling
I
you.
was super late on P.
I'm just telling you.
I
I
didn't
remember
get
you.
it.
And I can tell you one thing. Ain't a you know, I've known some of the best and you know and some of the most successful. What genuinely a nice dude. Like he would always be super nice to me.
Yeah.
That's that respect, man.
Yeah, P's one of those guys.
P
that
is
you
a
never
super
hear
respectful
somebody
guy,
Super
man.
nice
on his
human
name.
being.
Yeah, man.
I learned shit from him.
I'm excited
Like,
about
on
his
some business
movie
shit.
that's
I learned
coming out, though.
business shit about how to attack things.
Right.
I mean, he had a bigger amount of money to fuck with to invest and take the risk. But to answer your question, he was just like, "Yo, you want to be in my movie?" I'm like, "Yeah, nigga, fuck yeah."
Nigga,
I'm like, "What I gotta do?"
why
He's like,
not?
"Nah, just be yourself."
Yeah.
I'm like, "That's easy, nigga." All right. Gave me some bread to act like me, drink and talk shit. I was like, "Okay, great."
Hold up. I got.
So salute Master P, man. Man, he lived
Salute.
1,000 lives.
Can-
man.
definitely.
He a good
King
guy.
of the
Can I ask
South.
a fan question?
And you heard it.
Man, P live 1,000 lives.
Indeed.
Can I ask a fan question?
You got
All your
one left or
questions-
two left? How many
Fan
down?
question.
Look, we got to keep a counter.
I got into
I'm
it.
just saying.
Every question.
Hold
is
on,
a fan
this is
question.
just a fan question because I always felt two of the most lyrical motherfuckers that ever come out the West is you and Corrupt Young Gotti.
Yep.
Have you and Corrupt Young Gotti, the fact that you motherfuckers have been in a booth together and Corrupt be ready to go like at the drop of a hat, have you niggas ever just stood in front of each other and be like, we gonna go bar for bar?
No, you know why? Because he'll end up making me laugh. We have inside jokes. We have Corrupt is first of all, Corrupt is the quintessential BG. Like when I say that, I mean like the things Corrupt was rapping on the Snoop and the Dog Pound, those first records. It's literally the experience I grew up having before I even met Curtis and them, like my 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old self. And so, big fan of Corrupt. Before I even met him, and then he became my brother. I'm just a big fan of Corrupt. But now we know each other, and so it's hilarious because he's funny as fuck. He's smart, like his brother Roscoe.
Roscoe, one time, Roscoe.
Man, come on.
Like, and I remember one time we was. I mean, we'll rhyme, niggas would get at it and have fun, but and shit, we've been in a group together, the Horsemen.
Yeah,
shit. So, and
that's why I had to ask.
But the whole rule of the Horsemen was, you write on the spot and you can't change it. So if you get burned down,
So
Wait, see that doesn't go on. That doesn't go on because if a nigga get beat now, that nigga's not turning that record in. He is rewriting his shit.
We couldn't claim that sample.
Bro, we had records. Me, Killer Priest, Cannabis Corrupt, and the whole shit was you go in, you lay it. There is no take backs, nigga. You get wiped, you get wiped.
Come on.
Hold on.
Start from scratch, you get wiped.
Let's pause for a second.
And we be going at it, my nigga. Like that shit was like war games, bro.
The only recent group that we have with
Versus
that
Slaughterhouse.
is Slaughterhouse, right?
Slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse is the evolution of,
and that's what I was getting to.
And no disrespect.
They know that too. Come on.
Out of their house.
Who's the coldest out of the group?
No coldest. I am third.
Joel Ortiz.
Hey, just because you're a light skinned nigga.
Joel Ortiz. And I'm not gonna let that hurt my feelings.
Yawa.
Yo, the first guest to ever shoot shots. I like this nigga. Oh my god.
And for the record,
all four of them niggas is deadly.
Right.
That's a fact. First of all, I'm not gonna let you do that to me. First of all, what's gonna happen, right? You better get my motherfucking angles right? And make sure I come out the dark skinned nigga that I am. You feel me?
You said no, that light.
Hey, get your f-stops together.
When you come back to Atlanta, I'm not feeding you, nigga. Don't fucking hit me.
I'm sorry, he's very dark. I need that food. Thank you, Chef India. God bless your soul.
I did a show with Crooked about 4 years ago.
Yo, Maya's
For
in the building.
A3C.
You got a drink, Maya? You got a drink?
He said, "Fuck my story."
Maya Bailey's
This is good, man.
Listen, you still light skinned, goddamn it. Don't try to deflect this.
We need somebody to bring ice. We need a Coca-Cola over here. We need some ice.
Something.
My cup is mad.
Because I've been drinking more. Anyway,
We need
so
this.
my
What you got,
point
man?
is, with Crooked, I meant to ask him about the origins of Four Horsemen and where, you know what I'm saying? Because like,
No, they'll
you can't,
always say that.
Yeah.
I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with. There's nothing new under the sun.
right.
I didn't invent words. You know, what they are is the first supergroup. What we try to do is create.
Thank you.
You're really ill in your clique. I'm really ill in my clique. Why don't we combine and be ill together? And thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Dark skinned nigga, right?
Yeah, dark skin.
Oh
Zulu
my
nigga.
god.
Zulu Nigerian niggas like that.
So Marvel vs. Capcom. Wait, finish your point. I'm sorry.
But what I wanted to say is, they did what we could never do. Whether it was political or label,
It was label shit. We know.
Yeah, but they kept it together, and they showed their strength in numbers. They unified, and they got one album done.
Right.
They unified enough to get 2 albums done.
Right.
They got 1 album done and got signed to Eminem.
Right.
To
Shady.
Not just Shady. To fucking Interscope.
Right.
It gave him a platform where this nigga gets 2.2 million, so Buttons gets to do
Right.
Buttons. Joel gets to do. I know all them independently.
Right.
The one I know the least is Buttons. But Buttons is an ill nigga.
Right.
Joel is my nigga. He an ill nigga. We all got personal human stories, and I'm big fans of their work.
Right.
And the fact that this is the one thing Royce said to me one time. I fresh out of prison again, and we were like, when I came out of prison, I started working on a record. The album was called Adidas. All Day I Dream About Spitting.
Then you started that to you changed that
One
to
time
Barmageddon,
Adidas.
right?
No.
Nah, it
Adidas
was
is
Adidas. and
Adidas, right?
Puma came
No.
after that one, right?
Well, Puma never really came out.
Yeah,
it was
right.
gonna be. I was gonna do Adidas, Nike. Now I know everything. So it was Adidas.
Because it's All Day I Dream About
Adidas.
Spitting.
It was Adidas, Fila, Nike. All Day I Dream About Spitting was my journey. Fuck it, lose it all. But I put that on IP, intellectual property, the song with
Right.
Bun B.
Right.
It's called Fuck It, Lose It All. And so instead of making a whole album, I made one song. And then the last one was gonna be Nike. Now I know everything.
Can we just acknowledge how when a nigga's level is to a certain point, he can start just playing with motherfuckers? Because when you decide I'm gonna do sneakers, I'm just gonna do a whole series
And
of
flip it.
motherfucking
A
sneakers.
mini
Just
series, like
kill
a mini
niggas.
series within
Like,
the series. Yeah.
That's when you just like, you know what? I have mastered language. I have mastered the art.
Can we
of
acknowledge
spitting.
when somebody say some dope shit? Jay is gonna acknowledge that they
You
said it.
motherfucking right. That's my job. He has the bell. I pinpoint the dope shit.
Ready?
That's what we do. That's just some dope shit.
Speaking of dope shit,
Cruise
ships. Ghetto Fabulous, what I'm talking about.
Of course.
Connecting.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it to take that dope and say, we are going on a fucking cruise ship and we're going to film this video? Because that shit, I'm a visual person, and that video always stay in my mind. It's like, Ghetto
And niggas like
Fabulous.
cruises.
It's
We can't swim, but we definitely want to be on water.
it's Shook Ones Part 2, but these are videos that are etched in my brain. So whose idea for that concept was it? I know we're going back, but still, that shit.
No, for me, it was me. It was. I'm trying to give credit where it's due. I wanted to do Titanic. It was the biggest fucking movie ever grossing. So what I wanted to do was a nigga Titanic.
Got you.
So are you gonna do a nigga? I guess now it's the Avengers.
It costs too much money to make niggas fly, bro. That's not in the budget, bro.
the fake, because I remember the one clip near the end of the video.
Well, that's Blue.
Wait,
that's the nigga that's in the passenger seat.
Oh shit,
that's Blue Da Vinci.
Just tell
the nigga that jumps over the gate first, is Blue, and then it's me. And
that's why I asked him if that was true, that it was
Blue
his cousin.
BMF.
You knew that already? I missed. I meant in the video. I did the video. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he was clean cut like.
That's why I asked him, because he had the video with
I'm the
the
bigger
nigga.
cousin. I'm the older cousin. So
I didn't
clean
know
cut.
that.
At the
I gotta
end,
watch
when
this
we were
again.
on the boat, we were on the rap.
Yeah.
Stewie Doo, which was one of Dre's producers, is me, Stu, and Blue.
Yeah.
Period.
Damn.
Word.
I got an ignorant ass question.
Shit.
I was
No, don't apologize. Do your thing. This is why you're
It's
here.
about to hurt me.
This question is so ignorant. Okay.
It's gonna hurt me. Go ahead.
Can you please just describe the dress Takashi was wearing in that bodega that day?
Well, see, I saw one picture.
Oh my god.
But I had already known because the homie, who I'm not gonna mention who the homie was, but because I think they edited his name out on purpose, which is great, which is awesome. But anyway, the homie's a DJ. He's a popular DJ, successful DJ. He had been saying this for, about 2 years. He like, oh no, that's it. No, he just like, bro, worked at the bodega by the studio, right? I was like, bro, be skirted out, whatever. So, I'm like, I could believe it. I was like, I just like it. No, for real. I was just like, you got to understand, like, trolling is a thing. Like, it's a craft in and of itself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have enough gumption, time nor energy to purposely fuck with people.
It's corny.
It's like somebody that kept doing this.
Right.
So what you doing? What you doing?
Or the brother, sister, brother thing. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Like, it takes a different personality type to do it. But when it's done well, I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah.
So the fact that he was pushing so many people's buttons, to me, I enjoyed it. I'm just like, this nigga's hilarious. This nigga got rainbow hair, talking all this shit.
Claiming he from Brooklyn. It was like, what the fuck?
He is from Brooklyn.
No, he's not. No.
Yes, he is.
Listen.
Sir, he was on the stand and said he was from Brooklyn.
He said
and
a lot
that
of
is
shit on the stand.
and that is,
All right, moving on. I don't want to talk about this no more. I don't talk about this no more. Listen.
But I dislike that nigga at my core.
I don't dislike him. But anyway, it was a black little dress, like the Merce, a man purse. And
Like a LBD, a little black dress.
Yeah, like you know how to look,
is
man.
your question?
Look. Do you remember when the football and the basketball niggas and P Diddy thought it was cool and they thought they was gonna trick niggas into wearing like little nigga men skirts?
Yeah. What's the Irish thing called? The kilt.
No, a kilt is a kilt. These niggas had like leather skirt.
Yeah, because you remember the Watch the Throne.
You remember that shit?
Kanye wore was the motherfucking leather kilt.
Yo, shout out to Baby because he said it best. Sometimes in hip hop, shit just go left.
Yeah, so when he showed me the picture, this is. No. It was a skirt. It wasn't a dress. It was a skirt.
We're gonna get back to
Don't do that.
No, it was like no. It was like dude. It was like just imagine dude with no tattoos, but kind of longer hair, maybe like a little hipster bun.
Hold up. What he's saying is he was gangsta-licious. That's what he's saying.
rock and roll gangsters.
Delicious.
Right.
Okay.
That was on.
This concludes part 1 of our episode. We hope you guys have been enjoying the show. Make sure you check out part 2. Until next time, so let's cook.